The Bund was suspended between the two poles of revolutionary internationalism on the one hand and Jewish nationalism on the other. The problem with revolutionary internationalism was that it threatened the danger of total assimilation. It threatened to swallow up Jewish identity. It showed little interest in the Jews as a people. Jewish nationalism was even more dangerous for the Bund, because the Bund saw itself as working against what it believed was this heresy of Klal Yisrael, of all the Jews being one people. No, the Jews are not one people. There's a Jewish working class. That's the only class that we fight for. The Jewish bourgeoisie, we have nothing in common with. And to become a more Jewish party would have risked isolation from the left. And so what happened with the Bund is that over time, and we see this in Poland, the Bund developed a written Torah and an oral Torah. The written Torah of the Bund is we're a Marxist revolutionary party. We want nothing to do with other Jewish parties. We represent the Jewish workers and nothing else. In practice, as we'll see, as anti-Semitism in Poland escalated after the death of Pilsudski in 1935, it was the Bund that organized squads of tough guys to protect Hasidim who were being beaten up, to protect middle-class and wealthy Jewish students who were being attacked in the universities. It was the Bund that organized a nationwide strike against the Pshitik pogrom. It was the Bund that demanded that Jews be hired in municipal jobs. And the Bund began to wage an ever more intense fight for the dignity of all Jews. And it was rewarded in 1938 by incredible victories in the local elections, which were important because they were the only elections in Poland that were relatively okay. And in Warsaw, the Bund got 17 of 20 Jewish seats, 62% of the Jewish vote. And so you see that the Bund played a very, very important role. Needless to say, the Bund was very anti-Zionist. It saw Zionism as irresponsible nonsense. The slogan of the Bund was what was called in Yiddish, Doigkeit. You know what the Yiddish word da is? Here. Here. Our slogan is here-ness. Our life is here. The millions of Jews live here. Yiddish is here. Palestine is over there. And even if a few thousand Jews go to Palestine, so what? That will not solve our problems here. Leaving aside the other problems of Palestine, the Bund was anti-Zionist because it believed that Zionism was chauvinistic, it was nationalistic, it oppressed Arabs. The Bund believed that Zionism left the Jews even more vulnerable because if Hitler and Mussolini conquered Europe, then Palestine would be vulnerable too. So the Bund believed that Zionism was a distraction, it was a narcotic from the real battle of the Jewish people. And one of the most poignant last acts of the Polish Bund was the decision of its representative in London, Shmuel Ziegelbaum, to commit suicide in May 1943 as a reaction to the indifference of the world to the murder of the Jewish people in Poland. And in his suicide note, he did not refer to the murder of the Jewish working class, he referred to the murder of the Jewish people.